Alright guys, welcome back. It's been a few days since I've made my last video, but let's do it again. This is basically just a video on advice I will give you, that I give myself, about how to not take things so personally. So I had this issue when I was a little bit younger a lot. It didn't matter if it was my boss, if it was my girlfriend, if it was my mother, if it was my father. Somebody said something to me I didn't like, whether it was constructive or not constructive, I took that personally. I'd be like, yo, you can't say nothing like that to me. Like, come on now, like, what are you doing? And I would always get upset. But as I got older, I started to realize that not only should I not take these things personally, because maybe that person's just trying to tell me something, just trying to help me out, but also me acting the way that I did, it's just being immature. Sometimes, yes, some people are just being straight a-holes. But at the same time, just ask yourself, put yourself into their shoes and ask yourself why they're doing that, okay? I know it's a little hard sometimes, but honestly, it gives you a better sense of mind. It makes you not overthink about certain things. And this is just the advice I gave myself on how to do that. And I'm going to give it to you now. All right, so the first thing that you got to realize is that most of the time, it's not about you. A lot of times, people like to project their insecurities and their struggles to those around them. So something that happened to me when I was a little bit younger, I'd say. Okay, so I got the girlfriend that I'm with about 6 years ago. When I first got this woman, my parents, mainly my grandmother and my mother, would always try to tell me that this girl was using me. Now, keep in mind, I had no money. Bro, I was making $8.50 an hour. I made $400 paychecks every 2 weeks. In my mind, how was this girl using me? Which is true. She was not using me. I didn't even have any money to really buy her anything the first year that we were together. But because that's what they used to do to their men, that's what they did, I guess, to my father. Certain things in that aspect, this is why they would say this to me. It was always, oh, okay, he's going to end up just like everybody else that we know. But in reality, that's just them projecting what they already think about the world. Okay, that's them projecting what they would do to a man. Realizing that the negative comments are more about their issues than yours kind of gives you a good peace of mind. Because then you can kind of just take it to the sleeve and you're like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. Instead of getting pissed off at them and yelling back at them and telling them, no. That's not what's going on. That way you don't take certain things personally, you know. Recognize that each person is living their own story and that they have their own external opinions about everything. That right there will help you out, because then you start to realize that, again, it's not really about you. It's about their own personal experience. And if it doesn't apply to you, just don't worry about it too much, honestly. Number 2, embrace your uniqueness, or simply love who you are. Being secure in your own head, knowing yourself, is one of the most important things in the world, I believe. Because it doesn't matter what somebody tells you. It doesn't matter what somebody says to you. You can celebrate your own strengths. You can celebrate and acknowledge your own achievements. And you can understand that seeking constant improvement from other people will hinder your self-growth in the long run, okay? Practice self-compassion by affirming your daily value. Value daily. Said that completely wrong. But basically, get to know yourself. Embrace your uniqueness. You are your own person. You know yourself better than anybody. So that way, if somebody says something to you that you find kind of crazy or outlandish, you can either take it in and look deep into yourself, or you can just negate that entirely and not worry about it. This is something I have to do right here. Surround yourself with positivity. My goodness, your environment significantly improves your mindset, okay? It influences it as well. And if you have a positive environment around you, what other people say to you will not hurt you as much. Choose the people who support and uplift you, okay? I used to have a friend, right, when I was about 19 years old. One of the most negative people you will ever meet. Every time I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm going out with my girl. He'd be like, ugh, you're still doing that? How long is that going to last? Those type of things. But the reason being is, it kind of goes back to one of the earlier points. That's his opinion of things. That's how his life experience has been going. Okay, evaluate your social circle and bring more time with those who bring in positive energy. As I started bringing more positive people around me, I started to feel better about myself. As I started limiting my exposure to negative influences that drained my energy, I started feeling better. I started thinking higher of myself. Okay? All of these points in this video is basically just me trying to give you self confidence and trying to build your self esteem. And once you have a high self esteem, trust me, what other people say about you will not matter at all. Stop needing approval. Understand that you're not here to please everybody. The drive for approval often comes with unnecessary stress. You're waking up every day, you're thinking about how can I impress this person? How can I not get these people to say this about me? Say you were bullied. You're thinking about, oh, dang, how can I get these people to think of me differently? It's not about them. It's not about them. It's about you. Focus on your inner values rather than comforting other external expectations of people who probably aren't going to be in your life in a few years anyway. Practice self-affirmation by reminding yourself of your strengths and let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism. Oh my God, I'm butchering words today. Sorry, I'm a little sick, so my voice is a little because it's okay to be imperfect, okay? It's okay to make mistakes. But if you're constantly needing the approval of other people, all that's going to do is just cloud your mind, cloud your judgment, and make you doubt yourself, which, again, will make you take things personally. Ask instead of assume. Your assumptions can lead to misunderstandings and undue stress. So, when me and my woman first got together in our relationship, I would do this all the time. Maybe it's because of what was going on, what my people were trying to tell me. Maybe it was just me being insecure. But every time we had any little disagreement or she didn't do something that I liked, I would always just like assume that she felt a certain way without asking, and then that would just kind of ruin our entire day. Like a lot of times, just to kind of side note, when I look back at what we went through in our early relationship stage, even though we had a great relationship, but the conversations that we had, it is amazing that we made it this far, and we are doing awesome now. Okay, but that's just a little side note. When in doubt, seek clarity through honest questions. Okay, don't go into a conversation assuming that you already know the answer. Ask questions. That way, that way, if it is true, you can kind of evaluate that. But if it isn't, you kind of, sit back for a second. Ask yourself why you're even assuming that they would think that. Is it your own insecurity? Is it based off of patterns in the past? Sorry, they're weed whacking right outside my window, which is a little irritating because they do it so randomly and they do it on the day that I decided to make a video. Jeez. Not only that, but it also goes back to you. You need to actively listen and fully engage in a conversation to fully understand their perspective. Okay? That way, if it is something that is about you, you can try to understand why they did that. And if you feel like it's something negative, change it, okay? I hate when people are like, oh, I'm stuck in my ways. I don't need to change. I don't need to do that. No, sometimes you need to change. Sometimes you need to look into yourself and realize that you're wrong, okay? And you should never take that personally. You should just try to do your best to improve. Life's all about self-improvement, okay? Avoid letting your mind spiral into negative interpretations without evidence, too. Just try to get your mind centered and you'll be good. This is one of my favorite ones. Pause before reacting, which is basically thinking before speaking. Take a moment, breathe before you respond. That can really help you manage your emotions and act with intention. When faced with criticisms, take a deep breath. Allow yourself a moment to calm down. Reflect on whether your reaction will improve the situation or add unnecessary tension. Think about all the times where somebody said something to you that you didn't like. Somebody did something and you just lashed out. Did that make the situation better? Did it? More than likely it didn't. All it did was piss the other person off, make you mad, make you overthink about it the next day or two, unless you're a psycho and you just didn't care. But whatever it is. Consider if a response is needed immediately or if it's better to let the moment pass. Because a lot of the times, if you just let something go, you don't have to worry about it. Not even 10 minutes later, okay? Unless it's something incredibly serious, there's no reason to to always instantly react to something. Once you stop doing that, you'll be better. Now, this is one that I think is completely on you. You need to set clear boundaries. Defining what you're willing to accept early on is a powerful way to protect your energy and kind of to, set your ground to get people to respect you. Understand your personal limits, recognize when they're being crossed, and then communicate calmly your boundaries and clearly to those who are around you. Okay, you don't need to get loud. You don't need to get brash. If somebody's doing something that's clearly outside of your boundaries, let them know. Like, like immediately. Let them know, because if you let something slip, a lot of times, yes, people will take advantage of the situation and they'll keep edging it on. Be consistent in enforcing these boundaries without guilt, because at the end of the day, think about it. Would they do the same to you? If they didn't like something, wouldn't they say it to you? That's how you should think about your life, okay? Match energy. Don't match bad energy. But when it comes to setting boundaries, match energy. Focus on your inner peace. Ultimately, your energy is precious. Devoting time to practices such as meditation, reflecting, going outside and just looking into the sky with no music, no nothing, staying off of social media, okay? Investing in hobbies and interests that bring you joy and fulfillment will honestly bring so much peace to yourself. It will make you feel so much better about certain situations instead of you just always getting upset, because if you're happy within, you're less likely to react negatively. Okay? Journal your thoughts. Exercise to maintain a balanced state, and let go of whatever doesn't serve your growth, and cherish the moments of self-care. That was pretty self-explanatory. Ultimately, just stop worrying so much about other people and start worrying about yourself. Worry about your inner peace. Worry about getting your mind right. Worry about trying to understand yourself, getting to know yourself. Because once you do these things, you're going to stop taking things so seriously. You're going to start taking things to the sleeve. You're going to stop overthinking about so many things. And as time goes on, you'll be happier. You'll be happier. I want to say thank y'all for watching. I'm going to have more videos coming out later on throughout the months, throughout the weeks. I'm trying to get to an upload schedule of like once a week so I can get a little bit better at it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully this video helped you out.